Welcome back to your weekly installment of the Top 10. These are the hottest selling cards in Magic the Gathering this week from February 1st to the 8th of 2025. In today's video, we have everything from Duskmourn to Lord of the Rings, even Bloomburrow, and maybe a few surprises that most players are not going to expect to be here. Stay tuned, let's go. I am your host, MTG Moxman here, and thanks again for hanging out for another installment of the weekly Top 10. This is where you come to find out the trending cards and why they're so popular, guys. All right, now a reminder, if you're shopping on TCG Player, if you're using it, then don't forget to use my affiliate link. It's free to do. It's in all of my videos. Just click the link, continue your shopping experience. We get a kickback on the channel. Now let's go to number 10 this week. And that card is Untimely Malfunction from Duskmourn, the House of Horror. Now, this card averages $2.93 per copy US. It sold 1,824 copies, which is around $5,344 of total sales action. Now, cards like this continue to dominate inside things like Standard. It's being used all the time in Commander, and that's because of the versatility that this uncommon card just keeps adding. It just gives you so much. Now, here's the cool thing. This card is actually losing a bit of value as we've got new sets like Aether Drift coming up. We've got cards like this just kind of shifting down a bit, which means you can save a little bit of money here as players' attentions are looking elsewhere. Let the card drop for another 30 to 60 days. You're going to save yourself some money on this bad boy, and you won't regret it. Now, our number 9 card has been around for the last few weeks, and Urza's Cave from Modern Horizons 3, it seems to not want to leave the top 10. 2008 sales. That's $6,485 of total sales action. Its average price is $3.23. Now, on pre-order and stuff, this thing was like a $10 card, and it was selling a lot of copies. Then it drifted down to the $5 mark, and it's really kind of averaged out over the rest of this year to be a pretty reasonably priced card. But it does have a lot of utilitarian purpose. A lot of decks do use it, and a lot of players buy up 4 to 6 copies at any given time, which means there's still hundreds, if not thousands of copies selling every single week. And in the last several weeks, we've had multiple thousands sell on the market, a lot of local stores being cleared out too. And that's just because it offers so much and players are worried about it not getting a reprint. So they're buying extra copies and speculating on this card for future turn-in value if Wizards doesn't reprint it soon enough. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our number 8 card this week. And number 8 is Entish Restoration again. This thing's been hanging out off and on the last month or two. And again, this is Lord of the Rings. It had 3,100 sales. Now, this thing used to be around the $3-4 mark. It's been drifting down. It's about half that now, $1.90. But that 3,100 sales is a lot of speculation, guys. There isn't that many players buying this card right now. When somebody buys 50, 60 copies all at once, I know that's speculation. Somebody's hoping to cash in later on with a card like this and really come out on top, making some quick tendies. So be aware of this. If you don't own the card, just pick up a playset of 4 and call it a day. You're not going to regret it. It's a great card, offers a lot of value for your deck, but it also has some cool artwork as well as a good story. I mean, this is Lord of the Rings. Now, we also have to remember that cards like this are probably going to be power creeped out or replicated like Entish Restoration. The exact same thing will appear. And that's okay because images like this from Lord of the Rings, they're going to have value in the long term. It's a good card to have around. Now, our next card. Okay, we're jumping into Aether Drift. Now, here's where things get a little bit weird this week, boys and girls. Aether Drift pre-orders are so high, they're making my top 10. 3,112 sales. That's $14,000 of sales action. Now, don't forget that the Verge here, it says add 1 blue, but activate only if you control an island or a mountain, which is why I showed you those lands, because they're going to activate if those things are in play. And that means this thing is going to have a real good time inside Commander. Look at the weekly change. Look where this is going. The fact this is going to work with dual lands, this is insane to think how these lands are going to pan out and just synergize your mana. Don't underestimate these cards, okay? They don't come into play tapped. Yes, it starts with only giving you 1 color, but that isn't really going to be a hindrance when you have dual lands or other cards that are going to give you multi-land function. It's crazy to think about, but I think this is a land people have to buy early and make sure you get a playset of 4. I am worried about these things spiking up. And when they're this cheap, you can't go wrong. Now let's take a look at our next card, and this is going to be Unstoppable Plan, again from Aether Drift. A lot of speculation on this card, 3,360 sales. That's $26,000 of sales action, okay? Massive. Now, for a card like this, you have to understand what players think is going to happen and what is actually going to happen in the long run is totally different. When we see how this card is going to untap all your non-land permanents, it means you get to do crazy things, which is why I showed you the demonic hordes. The demonic hordes being there, being able to tap and destroy multiple lands. Cards like this that are going to let you untap things other than lands, they still can be brutal and powerful. The fact this is 1 blue and 2 other, this is a card you need to be aware of, okay? This is a card that, although it's shifting down in price now, if it finds a home in Commander and becomes a staple, well, that's something else entirely. Prices change. Keep it in mind. Now, the next card we're talking about is Zul the Ashur, the Lich Lord, okay? This card's been here for a while. It's actually trending up a bit in price. 4,056 sales for a card that's only $1.44. That's $5,800 of sales action. Again, a card like this seems to be getting a lot of speculation right now. It's low casting cost, it's ward ability, and the thing you can tap to get zombie cards cast from your graveyard. It's pretty cool. Okay, it offers a lot of versatility, but it's also very cheap. It really dropped off. And a lot of players are speculating on this card in the long run because it's in foundations. It's going to be around for a very long time. And players are hedging their bets that this might be something a little bit later on, a little bit of synergy that's going to offer a lot more power level and price increase to this card, which makes it a good card for players to spec on. And that's what they're hoping for. Now, is that going to happen? Who knows? But when you can bring back cool ghouls like that, you never know. Now, for our next card, we're jumping over to Bloomburrow. And this is Patchwork Banner, another card that just continues to keep rocking things out, okay? When you see this card selling, and it's selling 4,560 copies in a week, that's $22,000. But here's the thing, the price is kind of meandering down. This card is getting cheaper, it is getting more affordable. And every time it drops below that $6 mark and starts going a little bit lower, a little bit lower, a little bit lower, that is making it easier for players to afford. And more players who see a potential deal are willing to take the chance, spend 20 bucks now and get 4 copies. They like the idea where before it was so hard to get, at least now you can get your copies and play with it. The fact it's cheap to cast, offers a lot of awesome deck construction ideas, gives all kinds of pluses. This card is a lot of fun. I don't see it winning tournaments on its own right now, but players do want to buy copies. Now for our next one, we're diving over and taking a look at the Monument of Endurance. Now, Radiant Lotus is not on the list, but this card continues to sell in the pre-order. 5,369 sales. Average price, $8.76. This card is selling mammoth amounts. I mean, that's $47,000 on a pre-order for singles. You better hope enough boxes are being opened to cover this card. Because although it's trending down, we don't know where it's going to go after it actually hits gameplay and how much players are going to use this card and if it's going to be found into a winning combination, which drives the price through the roof in the next several weeks. Remember, sometimes cards go down, sometimes they go up, and you don't know until the gameplay starts. A lot of players are hedging their bets that this is going to be an epic card somewhere in 2025, so keep your eye out. This one might be cheaper, but you might be a lot more expensive. Now, our next card we're taking a look at is going to be Tortured Existence. This thing comes in at $11.98 a copy. Now, it's sold 5,924 copies. That's $70,000 for this card. It's insane to think this one casting cost black enchantment. It's on the list. That's the only reprint it's had. You choose and discard a creature card, return a creature card from your battlefield to your hand. That is crazy to think what you could do with it. But at the same time, the fact it's remained this cheap for so long and all of a sudden everyone notices it because of unfulfilled desires and what's been going on with Varina, like it's crazy to think where this is going to go. But keep your eye on this card. It hasn't lost momentum, but at this point in the market, this is again speculators getting in late, trying to catch the train. Remember, this card is going to fall in price. It will not hold. You can enjoy the downward spiral and pick it up cheap later. Now, our number 1 card as well is a speculated card right now, Varina the Lich Queen. Last week's sales, when you're over that 6,000 mark, you could tell there's a lot of players desiring to build, buy, get in, and there was some speculation. This week, seeing over almost 6,000 sales again tells me there's a lot of speculation. That's $64,000 of money moving in with this card because the price is trending down. It actually would have fallen more if we had less sales, but the sales were so strong, it's kind of keeping the price buoyant right now. It is a great card, but the idea that this thing would continue to have this many sales, it's insane to think that there's this many people interested and people don't buy 20 copies of this card. You're not going to spend 240 bucks buying this card as a single person. That's speculation. There's a lot of it running rampant right now in the singles market, but the singles market is just being driven forward by so many players building and constructing so many decks right now. Now stick around for the end part here, guys. We got to talk about what's going on in the market because this is not a normal sphere of influence we're in. Now here's the whole thing about hidden gems. Finding cards like this of value, like Varina, like Tortured Existence, finding them a new home, a new lease on life that really drives home the importance of a FOMO event. When we find a hidden gem of a card that people haven't really noticed the same way, they didn't look at it that way, and the price just kind of goes through the roof. When you see a top performer card from a year ago or 2 years ago, gets left, nobody really thinks about it, it starts going down. But then you have a renewed interest, and that's because of sets like Aether Drift. New combinations get found, and the card just goes through the stratosphere. We know now, in this market climate, the cards do not hold value long-term that way. There's a new floor, there's a new ceiling, but it just makes it more of a reprint target, and you know the price is going to come down, so you can wait for it. If you're a player who can wait, you are going to come out on top in patience with markets like this. When you see conditions in Magic where things are spiking, FOMO events are happening, and you're afraid you've missed out, there are too many copies nowadays to hold those prices that high. The only thing holding them up right now is the sheer number of speculators who dove in this week to keep that card more buoyant. I told you guys that card was going to fall. It didn't fall as far as I thought, but when I saw the sales, that's why. And there's a number of cards in this week's top 10 that are holding it. They are gems of cards that players want to play with. They're a lot of fun, but there's a lot of people out there trying to make some quick money off it, and that's something you need to be aware of as players. Now, when you're crafting out that winning strategy, when you want to get things going for yourself, you can look at this and say, should I buy the card now? Well, if you need to play with it right now and you're treating yourself and 10 bucks isn't a big deal, go ahead and buy these cards. They're all amazing. They're a lot of fun. There's a lot of constructed ideas out there that you just want to dive in and give it a shot, and you don't want to proxy it and you don't want to just do it online. You want to have the physical card. I understand that feeling. Lots of us feel that way. And if it's not a big deal, sure, it's not like breaking the budget, right? If you go and spend 10 bucks on a card, you get to have fun with it. If you have it for years and enjoy it, it's really an investment of time, enjoyment, and a lot of people can justify that cost. But when we're looking for offering strategies, just wait a little while. These prices are going to come down and you're going to come ahead. Now, if I wanted to summarize anything from today's video, patience is key. There's going to be a lot more FOMO events this year. And I hope some of you guys have taken the videos I put out for Tarkir and stuff, Dragonstorm, the kind of cards you should be looking at right away, to heart, because that's the next batch coming down the line. People are going to start flipping over to that right away. We already saw some early preliminary sales and investments and card sales kind of jump in certain areas. These are cards to look at. I will do a reserve list video on this probably this week. It may even be on the new system to see how it works. But I just hope you guys can understand that this right now, today's video, is not normal. Like, I can see it. People don't buy that many copies. Somebody's either holding or somebody's holding for the future. We'll find out what that means later. And I can't wait to see how these prices end up 6 months from now. 6 months from now is a long time, but I still want to see how they turn out. Thanks again for hanging out. Thanks for being here with the Mox Man. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the reserve list top 10. Shop smart, shop S-Mart. Drop some comments in the comments section. Thanks for hanging out today for the weekly top 10. We're not done until it's done. You're not over until I say it's over, and this is the way it's gotta be. Welcome to the end of the video. A big shout out and thank you to my fantastic patrons here on the channel, the amazing YouTube membership members who make this happen each and every day. Because of you guys, we get to hang out here and talk about Magic the Gathering, and it's amazing to share this adventure with you. I will see you tomorrow. Don't forget, have a great time playing Magic. Welcome back to the Ramble Jamble. How much coffee do I have? Because that's how much time you guys get. As much as it takes me to drink this. Oh, our time's up. Sorry. Thanks for hanging out. No, I'm just kidding. So guys, the market today, this week, bothers me a bit. When you see this many sales on certain cards like Varina. I could buy last week that we had 6,000 plus sales. I can buy that. A lot of interest, a lot of people spiking. I look at this week's video and I say to myself, we actually have another 6,000 people trying to build Varina commander decks? We're trying to do something crazy with it? Like, why? And when you try to look at all the reasons why, and I look at the sales listing to see, some guy goes to a local store and buys 20 copies. Another person buys 50. That's not normal sales. 4, 6, maybe. That many copies, that's speculation. There's a lot of people doing it. I don't recommend speculating on cards like this unless you have a way of flipping them quickly. And since the price is already falling, it's a micro FOMO event and it's going to pass. A lot of people can get caught up in this and get burned. You got to be aware of it. You got to be careful, right? This isn't reserve list cards. These are just cards that are going to get reprinted. Even though they're really happening right now, they are like ultra famous. They are selling out stadiums, but it's not always going to be that way. Eventually, they're going to be in some back bar where the cover charge is $10, and that's the way it's going to be. But somewhere in between all that is a really good ride, and there's nothing wrong with that either. Guys, have a great one. I'll see you later. Didn't get to go up north. 50 car pile up. I'm going to have so much snow next week, it's going to be nutty. But that's okay. We're not complaining. Glass half full, not half empty. I get to clean up in here. I got a giant garbage bag over here. I've been cleaning in between editing and doing things. So thanks again, guys. Have a great one.